Just like you guys, I've been doing a survey. I've surveyed some teachers about how they use e-learning in their classrooms. I want to have a look at this data. I want to draw some charts and stuff on that. So I've had a glance through just to see what might be interesting. And one thing that interests me is this estimate a percentage of students using devices in your lessons, and I want to look at that by faculty, compare the arts faculty and the maths faculty. So this is quite analogous to things that you might do. You might look at some data according to what year level students are in, or maybe as to whether they've answered yes or no to some initial question about maybe caffeine intake, I don't know. So so I want to do a chart on that kind of thing. So I need to do a query to pull out the data I want, and I want to do a chart. But I don't want to do it right here because I want to do multiple charts and queries and stuff, and it's going to get real messy if I do it all in just this one sheet here. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a blank sheet, and I'm going to rename it because I'm going to have a whole bunch, and it helps me to keep track of what I'm doing. And it's going to be device use by faculty, and I'm just going to keep the one query and the one chart in there. And I'm going to do an equals query at the top. Now, it can be a bit of a pain selecting the right set of data. I'm going to show you what I do because I can't really select this top row. So I'm actually just going to grab a fairly random bit there and then just say close the bracket and enter. And it's grabbed the wrong set of data because it's gone from A47 to F61. But it has got the correct first part, which is what I really wanted. So I'm just going to change that A47 to A1. I'm going to change the F61. I looked earlier and I happen to know that it goes to Z73. Yeah, so that's all the data now. So that's that query there. Now I haven't actually selected any of the data, so back into here, put a comma and then the query, which you may remember or will possibly have to look up. I had to look it up, it's easy enough to Google it and find query stuff. So select, and I wanted to look at columns C, capital, and E, capital, where, and it was where C equals arts. I think that's right. I wonder if that'll work. Nope, I often get it wrong first time. Where C equals arts. I got the wrong. I didn't put the second speech mark in for the arts there, did I? Cool. So there we go. And now I can just do a quick chart based on that. Insert pie chart. Not column chart. Pie chart. So that's comparing my percentage of use. I could use that as it is, or I could just take this into Excel and Excel does neater sheets, or I could do it directly in Pictograph, just copy that column of data into the chart tool and that would work. Or you could fiddle around in Photoshop and make things work. It's all about the quality and the time that you want and time you've got available. And then having fiddled around with that, what I'm also going to do, I'm going to be a little bit cunning now and go back into here and say I'm not going to just look at arts, I'm going to have two charts. I'm going to have an arts one versus a maths one. Bang, just like that. Yeah. So that's kind of how I would use queries to do that. And don't forget as well, you need to do some kind of calculation of formula, like a percentage, an average perhaps, something or other where you're using a formula on the end of one of these columns down here to calculate a statistic which you're then going to use in your infographic. That's a requirement. I'm done.